Hello guys, it's time for another Bizarro Underground report. It's been 2 weeks since the last one. Yeah, sometimes it's gonna be 2 weeks, sometimes 1 week. Maybe 2 weeks is better. It gives me more time to work on some things. And also the other reason is sometimes it might seem like not much is done, but I might have done a lot of refactoring, fixing bugs, but not enough features to show during a week or two. And now I've done a lot of changes, but it's mostly there is a big refactoring process at this point. I decided to start with the thing I wanted to do, and it's maybe in a week from now it's gonna be finished. One of the refactoring processes that is it's very important and kinda tedious, and I had to do it step by step carefully. And I still have some things to show, and maybe talk briefly about some of the refactoring process. I try to have dark mode now. Definitely Total Commander. Notepad++ has it, Visual Studio has it, and because I might open the tortoise, I also set it in dark mode too. And I also try to raise a bit the volume of my audio. I used to have a USB cable, but sometimes it behaves strangely while I'm doing something, and it's especially bad in recording. It will disconnect and connect, and then I'm losing audio, and sometimes I have to stop the video, and even when I'm gaming with this one. So I got some audio jack to plug in instead of the USB connection, and by default the sound was lower, and then I raised the volume to 90%, and I added, this was added before, also the noise reduction, because there might be a slight hiss, a slight, even with those when I raise it, which didn't happen with the USB. It's so weird, but also the USB at level 50%, I don't know why. It would be louder. In this especially it would be very loud probably. But I tested this one with gaming. In gaming there is a background noise, so you might not hear. Maybe here you might. It's not that bad because yeah, I did this both because it's better like this than the volume being very low. And I don't know how much higher. Maybe it's still low, but we'll see. And anyway, I have been doing a lot of stuff. A lot of things are refactored. So, for example, and all I'm trying to do is start offloading. Try to calculate more things on the PC port. For example, the main thing is where is it? Engine grid map. I have this edit mode added now. When I run edit mode, you're not gonna see it here. It's the same thing. However, when I run edit mode, here, it's special here. Here I'm looping through every grid, and I'm seeing the visible faces, the polygons to add. And right now, if I'm on edit mode, I will call the precalc light from block, which I have moved on grid map light, which this files now is on the editor. Now this editor file doesn't exist on 3D, on 3D side. So here is the 3D side. And here is the PC port. We have 3DO, the emulation of the 3DO SDK, the emulation of the shell, the editor, and then common and game are the only files you find on the 3DO side. So the editor doesn't exist. The editor are things I'm generating now. I'm trying to move a lot of code from the 3DO to offload them here, and I'm trying to make it so, for example, this is main on the PC. When I'm pressing F5, I already was doing that. It would be saving. It used to save the visibility data, and F6 is gonna calculate the lights and save them. And now the new files I added are this, which have and this is gonna change. I'm gonna save the mesh data. I'll tell you why. Because now these are very naked. They are the light contribution for all the surface quads in the way I was processing them. And now I'm still generating the mesh on both PC and 3DO side because I haven't finished the refactoring. And the way I look through every block and adding the faces and then calculating the light only if I'm on edit mode. The way the faces come, the way I'm storing the lights. So these lights, the first number of following lights, I cannot highlight this. And it's in big endian, of course. And then every byte, it's just a byte value for every light. But those are only, it's not every block in the data from the big void. It's only the surface. Maybe I have 2000 surface over in those maps. And I think those files also change. They used to be smaller because now I used to store the visibility bits, and the visibility bits were this integer 32-bit visible area bits. So every block new, I will calculate the visibility bits. Now I am storing the entire thing because I have the grid map build now. This has some function. The grid map level. This is code, for example, that used to be on the 3DO side. I have moved a lot of important parts. What do you... Why are you doing that? I recently installed, just right now, Copilot. And maybe that's why it's doing it. What did it try to... Oh, wow. Why are you changing that? Fuck, there's another stream where I'm distracted. I deleted this video like 3 times. Anyway, so I want to be faster now. So I used to call this might change if I make an actual editor, but if I don't, I can still use them because I'm gonna do this junk code on the PC side. I'm gonna have to see later how can I disable copilots. Is this from Copilot? I haven't seen that thing. So why when I click here it does that? I never asked for this. So I used to use these add cave lines and add. I had the solid volume and I would digging with cave lines and empty box and so on. very manually. I would manually type this thing and visualize it in my mind. Because there are also big chunks of code, it's great that I'm doing this now. All of these things. So there's a lot of code that was moved. And one reason was I wanted to clean up the 3DO side and also the loading speed. It's nice to have the final thing, which is still a work on progress, to have the final thing generated on PC and saved in file, and on the 3D I'm just gonna load it. And normally I thought only the lighting calculation mattered, but it seems that also the mesh generation matters in how slow when you start a new level it loads. And if I move the mesh generation, which I'm refactoring things and moving stuff. For example, this is a new function, but this is copied code from below. This code used to be here, but I know now that this is what I can do on the 3DO side, and then this is something that I could move also there. And for that one, I'm using some extra arrays which I allocate, and I won't do that on 3DO side anymore. And all this function using this big block, add grid map face, add grid map vertices, procedurally generating, all of this will move on the PC side, and they will be removed from the 3DO side. So we might have smaller, a lot of code will go away. A lot of these arrays I use here, those might be small though. This big array, I only do it on edit mode to calculate the lights, and then later, if we are not in edit mode, and usually it will be the 3DO, so in edit modes, I'm gonna pre-calculate the lights by calling the functions that I have on PC. On non-edit mode, which is only on 3DO, I'm just gonna read them, and I think lower in it grid my mess. If it's edit mode, I'm reading the light files now. So if I remove the edit mode, this is gonna happen on PC and on 3DO. So I try to keep the code exactly like on 3DO, except from the edit stuff, which so that I can test the non-edit mode, the regular game mode here too, exactly the same. And this might be refactor and clear more. A lot of things will gonna move, because right now maybe we can try that. The loading has increased, but not to the extent. So a level that took 40 seconds, it takes 20 seconds now. On PC it's fast. The other thing that is not fast even on PC is the visibility calculation. They are much more. So whenever I press F5, I might wait for 40 seconds here, or maybe more. Whenever I press F6 to create the lights, this is slider, the way I've written it. It's almost instant. Actually, it saves. The lights have been calculated before. It just says, while the visibility is not calculated before, only when I ask for. And also, I forgot to say now, I used to save the visible. Now I'm saving the entire block data, so that see, I forgot the these things are not happening on the 3DO where I procedurally generate. I dig through the volume and generate the block data. I generate the corridors and the empty spaces, and then I add some noise for the gems and traps, and I will offload as much as, I can, because I noticed there were issues with memory. there were issues with loading if I do everything on 3DO. And if I finish this, I'm halfway there because grid map mesh is empty right now. Grid map mesh is ready to take the some of the code from engine grid map and some of the static areas or the real-time allocation all over. This is gonna improve a lot, both the loading speed and save some memory. And I can do more for memory. I'm thinking that there's a possibility that this one can be reduced to 32-bit because we don't need light except in the beginning. Light is more like setting illumination values in every block. If a block is nearby a gem, I'm gonna set light so that later I pre-compute the shading, the baked shadows. And at that point you don't need light anymore. Maybe area might not be needed because later I split the mesh into different every area is a different mesh in the map, and the visible area bits are needed, but I could I could reduce it to unsigned short. I have some idea how to make. Maybe action is not needed. Maybe it's needed. The material is definitely needed. I have thought of some other index. That would be great because it will be reduced and those files will be half the size and also in memory. So there is still refactoring to go on. This is a bit field as I said for the visible area, but I'm gonna change this to some kind of indexing that allow for bigger values to some other map so that I'm able to have more areas. Actually, I'm gonna show you some. I did a lot of improvements that most of them do not show. This one might show. I added a visibility visualize areas mode. Let's run it. Let's run it. It doesn't matter. I think it's the same. So that I visualize the areas I have split them up. You will see what I mean. And now we have colors. So now the darkening is because of the shadow. So it's not. The thing is, this whole area that has this colorization is one area. This white thing is another area. This bright pink is a third area. And this looks, is it the same area? Maybe it's a darker gray. It should be a different area. So what does it mean that if I visualize, see, when I hide, things disappear. Look above, you see, it's a bit crude and it should be better. Now, even the stars. So I kinda know so that I don't render the whole thing. See how it appears. I only render what should be visible. The wireframe just helps us. If you don't put it, you don't see this fact. The wireframe helps us to see that here now, that area is not. This is the old engine. I haven't improved. I did one improvement though. That might make it a bit faster. The whole thing disappears. Now you might see at this. Why is this visible there? It should be. It's not accurate. At this point, the area behind should already. Let's see. Only now, only now, it, the area behind should appear. Now it shouldn't. It's all invisible. Ah, there is a reason. It's just a conservative. when the player is sitting here, I did a conservative visibility. It also checks from a bit of here around to see if I was standing here, would things be visible? To avoid things popping up that things disappearing when they shouldn't. I have a conservative approach here. That can change so that it can be more precise. I might even change the method. So the reason of the colorization was so that I can visualize the area. I can know that I did a good split. And I've split it more. I changed something on the, maybe it's here. Visibility is here. But the visibility is based on the areas, on how I mark the areas. This is the visible. I think I will parallelize this because this is even here. The way I'm doing it, it takes even here a long time. Initial on the 3D I could real time calculate the baked lighting, but I couldn't real time. Real time, I mean, I had a loading time that was 40 seconds for a map. But if I calculate the visibility, it would either be very bad, or if it had to be accurate, it would take minutes. That's why I was already doing that on the PC side. I think I can optimize and parallelize a bit. But the important thing is here. I used to say, I'm gonna show you level 1. I would say add a cave line from one point to another. Create corridor. Now this, oh no, this is setting points. From x, y, z this to x, y, z that. From x, y, this to x. And you might add many in succession to do a cave that goes from A to B, from B to C, from C to D, which are points in the void. And then I say this list of points, start digging. Now, when I was digging, every line used to be its own area, but I realized in some places, now this is a crude test, it's not the way I want to do it. I would like to make an area. I realized that there might be a long corridor that could be split in more than one area. So if a small part of the corridor is barely visible, don't go and draw a big chunk. So here, if I change that, it's not gonna happen because I have to generate the things. I cannot show you because okay, hold it. It depends. I don't know. I might have to rebuild. I might not. It might. Oh, no. Not probably not. No. It uses. Okay. I know. No. I have to switch to edit mode. So if I switch to edit mode, only then the generation will run. So now I can add new lines. I can do strange things. If you get me. So if I run this thing only run on edit mode. Else it's game mode. On 3DO that never has. See how this corridor is split. See how this is a box. Okay, this corridor is not split because it's a different. It's not the corridor, it's the cave. Now this is okay. This is split. 1, 2, 3, and this is split. 1, area 2, area 3, and the same. So if I know set corridor area switch 1. You see, even that one is 1. this whole part is one thing. This whole part is one. So I colorize the area so that I know. And that was the old model, but the old model, you see, if, let's see if it disappears. Is it still visible? Come on. Hold it, I cannot see here. Ah, okay. I cannot see it. I cannot see it. In edit mode, because it's an edit mode, it doesn't know. It's gonna display everything. Forget that. We cannot see how that affects the visibility unless we save the thing and reload in game mode. In edit mode, because you might be adding lines and it hasn't calculated the new visibility. It has to go through some brute force measure. So in edit mode, everything is drawn. The visibility checks are but the thing is the splits. If you put 4 in edit mode, I want you to see something else though. I'm gonna print some numbers on the box. Let's see. Okay, 27. This is less than 31. We have maximum areas of 32. And so we have a problem if I don't change the algorithm with the area. Now look, there are 3 areas. Now those corridors are, I haven't changed every function. Those corridors are the same, there is a reason. And there are more areas here. So I'm splitting, look, 1, 2, 3, 4. This corridor is split in 4 areas. And this is gonna improve the visibility because if for some reason from this area I see the side of the corridor there, I can't even shoot. Oh, my mouse is, I've locked the mouse. So if I can see that area there, inside that corridor, only a small part, damn it, of the corridor. Anyway, I improved the visibility. Now I'm gonna put it at 3. But you cannot see it here because I'm on edit mode. To see it, I would have to see how it affects here. I would have to press F5. I would have to wait like 1 or 2 minutes. I will have to copy the file to the data, the new block data file with the area visibility bits, and then test it again. Either here on PC. Actually, I can show you that to you. I mean, you must have seen it already. Uh, it's nice. The problem now, if I put, okay, 5, split it more. Split those corridors more. Have you seen it? It went through 31 and I modulo it. So now an area that is 0, that is close here, it's also shares the same mesh with an area below, and that's not good. Because, so that's why. But this one is nice because it's still under 31. But if I start adding corridor and split them, I will have to subdivide more areas. These are the visibility areas of the mesh. So that I know, okay, from this block, I only should render the necessary thing. Now I'm gonna press F5 and you see on the left side, it started calculating for the 32 areas, the visibility area bits. Actually, this 32 might be something different. It might be the volume slice rather than the area bits. 32 by 32 by 32. The fact that we support 32 areas, different areas, it's accidental. It's because we use an integer and bit fields. My goal is that I could use an index instead of bit fields and point it to some other area, array that is smaller. But then I have to group things like Uh, there is a block which can look at area number 1, 2 and 3. If there is another block that looks to area 1, 2 and 4, this is a new group. I have to do some comparison. It's gonna be complicated. And maybe I find 175 different visibilities, less than 256. I could have 250. Yeah, and now it's finished. Now we improve the visibility. It's saved. Save that outside. It's a bit manual now. I'm gonna go to data. We are in the PC port in both. Yeah, it's harder to. I'm used to the white. Now here is the one on the right. Ah no, sorry. This is the block data, and here is the one on the left. Compared by content, the visibility has changed. And the one on the left I'm gonna copy on the right. It's gonna be an updated version. Now I copied it. And now I will go away from edit mode. And we might have improved the visibility even further. Now this one is unnecessary here. I'm gonna get better ways to do it. And it's not that. Put that, and now you can see that. Ah, look that. Have you seen how it completes? It is unnecessary to split that corridor up in three. There is a reason. I just made the junky. I haven't completed the functions, or in the future I want to have an editor. See that here there are many. So for example, from here this little part is visible. You see? Oh, but they're back with visibility here. I see something disappearing here. I'm gonna find better ways, of course. That's one way I was doing it. But even that isn't improved. In the old one, I'm gonna use this as my mouse. This mesh from here with more polygons going down, they would be a bigger mesh. So in the old one, if I barely could see this side, I would see those sides. So that did improve. I see some increased frame rates, and I can improve on that. See how it completes? This is very nice. I also noticed since a long time, somehow I have made an isolated room outside there. And I don't know what it is. It's the mystery room. You can never reach it from here. And the thing is, if I use my... Okay, this is the fly mode. And I'm gonna set my... This is the no clipping mode. So if I try to reach the room, this is gonna happen. Oh, I managed to reach it. Oh, what is... It's just a single. And I've noticed something else also. There is a room there. What the hell is that? It's a corner. Oh, I missed what it is. The thing is, I have programmed it that if you go out of bounds, the level is completed. For now. And I'm just gonna press to go to the next level. It's gonna crash. I know why it's gonna crash. I have something on this edit mode, something I do that with the texture palette of these colorized things that I don't handle yet, but it's not important now because in the edit mode I don't need to finish the level. I could even disable this thing where if it's edit mode. No, if it's visualize areas, it's the visualize area. In the color visualize area, I have that. So I was doing some kind of things to kind of improve the visibility, and now since I done this, I'm going to. Okay, I copied level 1 that, isn't it? From us. Delete this. We're gonna try just to see how the speed has improved. I think there is an improvement already. I'm gonna go to CD data and copy level 1 from the right side. Update with the new visibility data. And again, some of these changes are things that I'm gonna change and then refactor again and do it in a different way. The way I will be marking the visibilities will be probably done on a different way. So level 1. Now you will see the loading bars has changed. There used to be a lot of loading bars. Now every advance of the loading bar is an advance in the area. But now it's only procedurally generating the mesh. It's not calculating the lights anymore. It's doing half the job. It takes 20 seconds here. It used to take 40 seconds, so that's an improvement. And when I complete the refactor and I pre-calculate, generate the mesh all on PC and just load it, it's gonna be the loading be much more, the memory will be much more. Now we see we have 26. Something went bad with the lighting there, but here it looks okay. This lighting doesn't look good. We changed the data and maybe we brought. Now you see the frame rate, it's 22. It used to be less. And I need to compare. Now, especially good is here. You go here and the frame rate goes 36, 34, even 40. I've never got here because I'm in a closed corridor and very few things are. There is an improvement since last time. When I look there with a lot of polygons, I think I messed up the lighting for some reason. 20, okay, I guess. There is an improvement in frame rate, definitely. Okay, the lighting is wrong. I think I know. Previously when I tried it, the block data were wrong. There was a mismatch. Now the lighting is wrong. And when you enter here, oh, it's gonna load again. This one would take a long time with the lighting calculation. The mesh generation from block data might be the same now. Now this is bigger. Ah, does that work? I'm not burnt. Something happened also in this level. Okay, this should propel you. It doesn't. Those flyers. And the actions don't work. There are so many giant. Now that has less frame rate, but there are already many things here. I think it goes slower, especially. Oh, maybe I didn't go to the correct. Here, where you looked up, it wasn't 80. Maybe it was 14. Maybe it was 9. Okay, let me see. Okay, I use the fly mode now. There might be a slight improvement, but I'm working on it. Okay, I think it's here. This area that looks outside to the stars, it does 14. It definitely didn't do 14. It might have been 12 or 9. Because some things that are visible, they don't have to be transformed and rendered anymore. Some things that, some big chunks. There is this opening and it makes it calculate more. Let's go to the stars. So yeah, a lot of refactoring for offload the whole generation, lighting, visibility on the PC side as much as possible. Reduction in memory usage. Okay. Okay, I'm correct. I thought I was. This is a smaller level, and here it gets really good. 30 something, 40. As you drop, okay. Everything is split better, but yeah, here it gets crazy. There's just too many stuff. There's a corridor. There's a from this point. There's a corridor there. There's a corridor there. There. Oh, what the hell? I'm hitting. I'm hitting jump. Why? Something happened with the jump. I cannot jump too high. What the hell? Oh my god, there are so many. Okay, okay, I'm gonna finish the map. Okay, something went very bad there. Oh, it crashed. Oh my god, now. You understand that there is a lot of things. I haven't seen that before. I had a different kind of bug. The bug I had and I fixed was that. But why did suddenly my jump? So there was a bug, which was also interesting. I used to call this scavenge mem. If you allocate and deallocate things, sometimes it's good to call the scavenge mem. But I used to call it. I call it on the D in it now. No, it's not so important if you handle your memory properly. Sometimes you don't gain. Where is it? Init level. Where was that happening? Come on. It's before that. It's in game. So in load level, I would do init level. There would be allocation and deallocation, and I would have that. And when I the second time, I would stop the music and start it again when I go when I pass a level. So when I went from level 1 to level 2, initially I started seeing a horrible frame rate. Like why? What did I? Maybe I messed up the visibility. But what happened, I later was displaying the memory and I realized that the memory was dying. I was seeing the memory going less and less till it reached zero. And it only happened if I loaded the second level from the beginning, it didn't happen. If I escaped from previous level, freed the allocated things, scavenge mem, and then you need a new level here, it comes back here, it stopped the music before. It would do this horrible bug. If I move that after the start music, which might start the music and create and sets an interrupt to play it will be okay. But at the end, I decided to remove the scavenge mem from here because of the problem. So I don't know what it is. It's a systems thing. It's something I don't understand why it happened. And now I have this issue you have seen when I go from level to level. The most surprising thing is that suddenly my jump. What does the jump have to do with all this? Was failing to work. Oh, so you understand the work that has been done here. I'm still on refactoring, but there are a lot of bugs and weird things that I have to fix. But it's okay because it's part of the process. It's just terrifying that sometimes unexpected things happen, and I hope there is no serious memory leak. That jump thing doesn't make sense. I I know for one thing that if I change the block size, this is a number about the scaling. It changes the speed param for yeah, you'll see. Look, my weapon is bigger. It's like I'm a bigger. The tiles are a bit the same, or maybe they are bigger. And now, oops, the jump. But that's not what happened. This has to do with the size of the player against the blocks or something like that. But that was a constant. I don't know, man. What the fuck is going on now? What do you want to do? I think Visual Studio is drunk. And that's guys. I guess I have to stop the video now because I did it many times and it might still be long, but I think I did a bit better this time. And maybe see you in 2 weeks. There's so many things to fix before but I might be able in 1 week or two from now to have something more stable and start working. I was thinking I could start adding things, game things, player position, enemies, start rendering something, even some billboard stuff, so that it starts taking form and I can. But after I finish all the refactoring stuff I know, or maybe some of them, and then I'll go back. See you. Bye.